Uh, Good morning, everyone. It's been just an honor and a privilege to be your classmate and to have this opportunity to lead everyone in a nice flow this morning. I'm going to try to make it fun, going to try to make it intense. Please use whatever modifications that are best for your body, and feel free to skip anything or to add anything that you feel like you need. So let's start out and come to the front of our mat in Samastitihi. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And let's raise our hands over our head, coming into mountain pose, slight back bend. And let's fold forward. Halfway lift and fold. And let's step back into plank with our shoulders over our hands. Chaturanga. Come up to upward facing dog, looking forward towards the point of our nose. Back to chaturanga, and let's go exhale to downward facing dog. Let's strive to keep our feet hip width apart and our hands shoulder width apart, looking forward between our hands, and let's breathe. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, breathing for 5. Let's look forward between the hands, and you can step or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing, look up. Slight back bend, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And let's return to Samastitihi. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Hands up, back to mountain pose. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands plant down, back to plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, and exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, breathing for 5. Look forward, step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, fold. Inhale to stand, slight back bend, hands to heart center. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Return to Samastitihi. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Hands back up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again, and step it back to plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to chaturanga, and downward facing dog. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, breathing for 5. Look forward, step or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale brings us up to standing. Slight back bend, hands to heart center. Deep breath in again. And exhale. Back to Samastitihi. Hands back up. Slight back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step it back to plank, to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Look forward between your hands. Hopper step to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale brings us back up to mountain pose. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's take an extra deep breath in. And exhale. Now I'm going to step out wide with my left foot and facing the side of your room. Let's bring our hands down by our hips and then bring them over our head again. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and let's fold, coming into Prasarita Padvottanasana. Keeping our hands underneath our shoulders and our gaze focused between our hands. Let's breathe. Breathing for 1. Look to try to keep your toes slightly pigeoned in this pose. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. Breathing for 5. Exhale, release. Inhale brings you back up. Hands up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Take a deep breath in again. And then exhale. And let's fold one more time into Prasarita B. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. Hands come up. And now let's bring our hands behind our back and clasp our grip. You can put either the left thumb or the right thumb over one another and look up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and let's exhale, fold down over our feet, bringing our hands over our shoulders and towards the side of the room. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. Breathing for 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. Hands release, come up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in again. And this time, let's bring our hands down towards our big toes. Grasping our big toes with our index and middle finger and coming forward. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. Hands come up, back to heart center. And let's step back to the front of our mats. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Hands back up to mountain pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step it back to plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And then breath out. Let's lift our right leg up and step it through, coming into Virabhadrasana A, Warrior 1. Our back foot is going to be at a 45-degree angle. Our front toes are facing forward. We bring our hands up And let's breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now let's transition into Virabhadrasana B, Warrior Two. We're gazing out over our right hand, breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, breathing for 5. Let's turn the right hand up and reverse our warrior, leaning back, getting a stretch into our right side body, but not collapsing into our left side body. And let's hold, breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, breathing for 5. Let's come back into Virabhadrasana B. Hold just for a moment. And now let's transition into Parsvottanasana. Let's bring our right hand. You can either bring it to your right knee, or you can actually bring it to the floor if you are more flexible on the outside of your right foot, and look up towards your top hand. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Let's exhale, release. Inhale brings us back up to Virabhadrasana B. Look forward. Let's windmill the left hand inside of our right foot and come into a reverse low lunge. Just for an instant, take a deep breath in. Let's bring our hands back down to the mat, send the right leg high, and come through for a vinyasa. Upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, and downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Deep breath in again, and now let's lift the left leg and step it through. Warrior One. Deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in again, and let's transition into Virabhadrasana B. Looking out over our left hand, breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Let's turn the left hand up, reverse the warrior. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Exhale, release. Inhale lifts us back up to Virabhadrasana B. Just for a moment, and now let's come into that Parsvottanasana on the left-hand side, either bringing the elbow to the knee or down to the floor, depending on your level of flexibility. You can also extend the right hand over your head too, for the extended version of this pose if you choose. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Exhale, release. Inhale lifts you back up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's windmill the hands down to the mat. Right hand comes inside the left leg, and let's reverse low lunge here just for a moment, taking a deep breath in and out. And now let's bring that left hand by our foot, extend the left hand high, and let's come through to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, and exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, Deep breath out. Extend the right leg again. Bring it up, step it through. Virabhadrasana A for a moment. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And let's come into Virabhadrasana B. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Now let's straighten this front leg from the 90-degree angle and bring it back. Hands still in extended forward. Let's reverse the palm and take that reverse extended warrior here. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Let's exhale, release, come back into the Virabhadrasana arms. Our legs are still extended. We're going to look forward towards our right hand, and we're going to hinge at the hips, bending forward, and we're going to come down into Trikonasana. You can leave your hand at your shin, you can bring it to the floor, or you can go for the big toe. You can also use the assistance of a block with this pose if you choose. Looking up at our top hand, breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's windmill the hands back down to the mat. Left hand inside the right foot. Come in just for a minute to that reverse low lunge. And let's bring our hands back down to the mat. Right leg extends up. Float it through. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to Chaturanga. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in again. And deep breath out. Let's lift the left leg up. Step it through. Virabhadrasana A, just for a moment. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Coming into that Virabhadrasana B, Warrior 2, again. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 4. Breathing for 5. Let's straighten the front leg. Reverse the palm. Come into that reverse extended pose. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. Breathing for 5. Let's bring our hands back up to Virabhadrasana. B hands at the front, or upright on our mat. Let's hinge at the hips again and look forward over that left foot. And let's come into Trikonasana here on that left side. Looking up at our top hand. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. You can also extend this top hand over your shoulder for an extended variation if that's in your practice. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's windmill the right hand inside the left foot. Come into that reverse low lunge just for a minute. Deep breath in. And let's bring the left hand by the left foot. Extend the left leg high. Come through the plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to Chaturanga. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's look forward between our hands and let's come through to a seat. And let's extend our legs forward into Paschimottanasana. With our feet pointing up, let's bring our hands over our head. Inhale, exhale, and let's exhale and reach for our feet. Breathing for 1, breathing for 2, breathing for 3, breathing for 4, and 5. Let's exhale, release. Inhale, hands back up. Let's bring our hands down by our hips for Dandasana. And we're going to do a little modification of this because in Dandasana, let's lift our hips, and you can either just lift just your bottom off the floor, or if you want, you can try to lift your whole body off the floor just for a few seconds. And let's lower. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands back up. Fold forward. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. Exhale, hands down again for those Dandasana lifts. Exhale, release. Inhale, back up. Fold forward. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. Hands again by our hips for Dandasana lifts. Release. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward in Paschimottanasana. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. One last time, I promise. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands by our hips, Dandasana. Lift, lower. Hands back up. Fold. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in again. Deep breath out. Let's release our hands. Hands back up. And you can either put your right ankle or your left ankle in front of each other. Let's roll back and then come through. Back to a chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. And downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's look forward between our hands and let's come through. You can either jump through or just step through to a seat. And let's lie on our backs. And let's bring our legs halfway in towards our hips. Let's keep our feet hip width distance apart. And let's take a deep breath in. A deep breath out. Deep breath in again. And you can do bridge or wheel. I'm going to start in bridge, which is we're going to keep our feet with this alignment, hip width distance apart, and we're going to lift up. You can either keep your hands by your side or you can clasp them underneath your body. So let's lift into either bridge or wheel. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Slowly lower down to the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. You can move your knees just from side to side just to get a little movement and sensation into them. Let's take another deep breath in. Deep breath out. And now we're going to come into our second back bend. You can either repeat bridge again, or if you want, you can come into wheel. If you're coming into a full wheel practice, you're going to bring your hands by your ears. You're going to lift your lower body, and you're going to lift up into wheel. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Slowly release back down to the mat, bringing your chin to your chest. And take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Add some swaying of your knees side to side or whatever gentle movements you need. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's come back up to a seat. And let's rock forward. And you can either this time switch and have the other ankle forward. Let's come through to a plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, back to chaturanga, and downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Look to your hands, either jump or come through to a seat, and bring your legs forward. I'm going to turn and face you on the mat, and we're going to come into Janu Shirsasana. And in Janu Shirsasana, we're going to start on the right side. We're going to keep our right foot out, and I'm going to bring my left foot to the inside of my right thigh. We're going to look forward at our right foot, and we're going to fold forward towards that right foot. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. Breathing for 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifts you back up. No vinyasa. We're just going to switch over and move the left foot out to the left side. We're going to bring the right foot inside of that left thigh. We're going to look out over that left thigh, and we're going to repeat and fold over. Breathing for 1. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 4. And 5. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands back up. Just swing your feet back to the front of your mat, and let's lie down on our backs. Let's come to our backs, and you can either bring your feet into a Baddha Konasana, putting one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in again, deep breath out. Slowing the body down, starting to slow the breath down here towards the end of our practice. Deep breath in again, and a deep breath out. You can either stay in Baddha Konasana, or if it's more comfortable, you can extend your legs out to the side of your mat and come into Shavasana. You can also put your hands facing up by your side, or even over your head if you prefer that. And let all thoughts drift away. There's no more effort to be had. Just focus on your breath and your body, honoring your body and how you're feeling in this moment. And allow yourself to relax. Slowly start to bring movement back into your body. Maybe either just slightly bending your toes or your fingers, and let sensation creep back into each limb. If you like, you can roll to either side of your mat and take a fetal pose. And just relax. When you feel comfortable, come up to seat at the front of your mat. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's bring our hands up over our head to prayer position, first stopping at the third eye. Taking a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and then to heart center. Deep breath in, deep breath out. May the rulers of the world always follow the path of virtue, guarding the welfare for generations to come. May all people in all religions be forever blessed, and may all the worlds be happy. Om peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thanks. Thank you all.